the crazy valuations that we're seeing, right? So we see Mira Murati's thinking machine, right? She created a company, stole a whole ton of OpenAI employees for it, got a $12 billion valuation and raised $2 billion, got $2 billion worth of actual funds, and they don't even have a product yet. They don't have a product. They haven't shipped anything. They haven't even announced what the product is. And Andreessen Horowitz led the round with participations from NVIDIA, Cisco, AMD, and ServiceNow. These are huge names. And it goes to show how crazy the AI industry is right now, that you can raise a $12 billion valuation just because of these people's pedigree and actually get a $2 billion check. Like, what the heck's going on? At what point will the market finally like wake up and realize this is ridiculous? Because how can you, like, they're never going to see even a $2 billion revenue stream, let alone 12. So explain to me how they can actually, fund something like this.
We're going to dive into this a little bit later, but you're seeing a talent war right now. And so that $2 billion is just going to go to payroll for these people so that they don't leave. Because right now you're paying for talent. They don't have a product, like you said. So you're not paying for multiples on revenue. You're not paying for multiples on anything. You're paying for talent. And so that $2 billion is going to go for payroll and just to retain employees so that they don't leave. Because unless you have the right people in the right seats at these AI companies, you're not going to build a company without the people that know what they're going to do around AI when it comes to either building software, building the hardware, or integrating the software. And so you're right, it is ludicrous, and these companies they're going to blow away in the wind come any kind of downturn, because that's people are going to come a downturn. You're going to get people that look at their checkbooks and be like, wait, how much have you made? No, I'm stopping all funding. And so you're going to see these companies, unless they get a product out, these companies, as soon as the stock market sneezes, which it hasn't yet, you're going to start to see these companies pull back funding. But until then, it's almost like the greater fool theory. It's who's going to pay more, right? Who's going to pay more for this? Who's going to pay more for this company? Who's going to pay more for this individual so that they don't leave? Or a lot of it, as I was going to kind of get into the next point, is a lot of it is, I'm going to pay you so that OpenAI can't have you. I'm going to pay you so that one of my competitors can't have you. It's like buying an ad slot on TV, like Verizon buying an ad slot just so AT&T can't have it, right? I want you just so that you won't leave and that you can't help another competitor, because I don't know why. So we're going to, hopefully that they can get a product up, because it would just be more beneficial to society if they have a product up, and it's easier to kind of analyze a company that is building something. So yeah, that's my take. It's a talent war.
So the interesting thing about that is that they're actually saying they're going to make a significant open source component. And so one of the things around AI has been, OpenAI's original mission was open, right? Like they said they were going to be open and make AI for humanity and all this. And that's actually been one of Elon Musk's biggest complaints and files against Sam Altman, is he said they've left the mission, right? So Murati is actually going back to more of that mission. And by the way, she actually left in a fairly vocal departure, agreeing actually with Elon in that they've lost, that they left the original premise. And so her premise here is that she's, quote, significant open source component is what they're going to be building. And so it's interesting that these fundings are diving into this open source component. And if you look at it, if you're NVIDIA, if you're Cisco, if you're AMD, you're a lot of these larger companies that are going to fund this, they do want to keep AI open source. It's actually not good for their valuations to be seeing a closed source component, which is where OpenAI has moved. And so I could see them kind of funding against OpenAI in a lot of cases, because they've taken such a closed premise to it. And, because the interesting part about this is the more that the open source model works, the more the graphics card prices go up, right? So you can see why NVIDIA cares about this, right? Mm-hmm. It's brilliant for them. $2 billion is pocket change for them. If somebody's going to continue to help build, maybe they're going to build a competitor to Hugging Faces, right? Who's the leading source. If you want to go get an open source model, you're going to go to Hugging Faces to download that. And, and so if you want to build a componentized version to basically bring OpenAI to the masses so that everybody can develop against it, Microsoft's used this strategy for decades to invest into developers. And so if Murati's smart and if she has the backing of NVIDIA and Cisco, she would go at this ability to be able to power developers so that they can build on AI. And so that's where I think this valuation could actually prove to be something if they can build out some really good development tools, which kind of sounds like where Murati's going with her open source components.
Yeah, totally. It's definitely something we should keep an eye on. And make sure you guys subscribe because we will be following up with this kind of stuff. We like to follow where these things go. So make sure you subscribe because we'll definitely be hitting all of these topics again every Tuesday morning. So if you haven't yet, subscribe, hit that bell. Every Tuesday morning we'll be live.